We're back. Due to a slip and fall and some broken ribs, we have been on hiatus for 2 weeks. But we are back with What in the World with Paul Seaburn and his sidekick, John Donalo. Please join us on YouTube or your favorite streaming platforms to listen to the latest and the greatest of our shows. What in the World is affiliated with Cleveland 13, and our sponsors include, now write this all down, the Beer Belly Deli in Northfield, Ohio, the Bigfoot Landscaping in Oakwood Village, and paulseaburn.com for What Would You Say to a Naked Alien? And I want you to really think about that. What would you say to a naked alien? We're also brought to you by Yes I Can Coaching. That's life coaching. Please don't call me to coach your kid's soccer team because I will fall flat on my face. Today, our host, Paul Seaburn, will be talking about the following: robotic clothing for humans, a drone that hunts mosquitoes, a museum for chickens in England, and a lady who doesn't need a ticket to fly first class. Now, she's the one I want to know about. And we're going to learn about the return of the toothpick diet. So everybody jump on board, and we'll also have strange sports from John Donalo, and of course, Luff the co-host. And let me just add here, if you need your fix of What in the World, just go to YouTube. There's 9 years worth of exciting real news. So join us. And in the meantime, hey, Paul, get the show on the road.
What an intro. Wow. It's so great to be back, and it's so great to have you back, Karen. Thanks so much for that wonderful introduction. Yes, indeed. I am Paul Seaburn. We're back with What in the World, everybody's favorite weird news podcast. Real news, sometimes weird, always funny. That's our motto. And we've been told we live up to it because we were nominated one of the best podcasts in Cleveland, Ohio. So somebody thinks we're doing the right thing. Let's hope it's you too. Thank you for joining us. But we're back after 3 weeks. We'll talk about that in a second. The I'm rusty. Let's see. I lost my place already. So Karen Hale is with us. That was the first voice you heard, our media mogul, producer and co-host at What in the World. Find out all about her at newclevelandradio.net and her coaching service, Yes I Can Coaching, with Karen and all of the other great podcasts that she has, as well as more info on and links to our sponsors. We have, if you want more information on me, check me out on facebook.com. That's where I like to test out some jokes and some stories during the week, so you can get a head start on what we might be talking about, and then tune in and get all the gory details. And go to paulseaburn.com for yet more information on me and things that I've written, along with my new book, What Would You Say to a Naked Space Alien? Some of my favorite alien contact stories from around the world. You can get it on Amazon as well, so please check that out. Occasionally you hear a third voice in your other ear, and that would be none other than John Donalo, my old buddy. He is the co-host, also the host of What in the World of Sports with John. My fraternity brother, we've known each other since college. He puts up with me every week. He's back this week. Hey, John, welcome back.
Yeah, Paul, great to be back, and great to be able to do this next podcast, which I'm sure our people will be interested in listening to and viewing. As Karen had mentioned, all you need to do is just click on YouTube and you'll find us.
That's right. That's right. Welcome back. Welcome front. Welcome all sides. So let's get right to it, because I want to talk a little bit about where we've been and what we've been doing. Let's get some of our photos up over here. There we go. So it's always good, as John mentioned, to check us out on YouTube, as Karen said as well. There's a link on there's a link on Facebook and all those places I mentioned before. You can find links to us, or just Google us, and you'll find us on YouTube. We like to post photos to go along with the story, so it's always cool to check us out on YouTube. But it's just as cool to listen to us on your iPhone while you're out walking, or on your treadmill, or taking a nap, whatever you do. The
Well
so we
said, Paul. Well said.
yeah, there's let's see, let's get our other sponsor up here. There you go. What would you say to a naked spalian? A spalian. I've just invented a new word. Boy,
Like that. Yes.
all the great things that you get on What in the World here. So, as Karen mentioned, she was out for a few weeks, suffered some broken ribs. The good news is she's on the road to recovery, obviously, because we're back podcasting. The bad news is the Browns need to find a new offensive guard because she's not going to be able to play this season.
You're right.
And we know that's just a joke. That's not how she broke her ribs, and we're not going to talk about that. But anyways, but I have some help for you, Karen. Believe it or not, one of the stories that was big on the news while we were gone is just the thing you may need while you're recuperating from your broken rib. So let's get right to it with this. This comes from Korea, but you can get it in the United States. A team of researchers in Korea at the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology. Oh, I don't think I could fit that on a T-shirt if I went to college there. And Stanford University, much easier. They have created clothes that put themselves on without human assistance. That's right.
Wow.
Robotic clothes. Here's a picture of this kid. I call him a kid. He's probably 25 years old, but to us, he's a kid at the college with the robotic clothing slowly mounting itself. That's probably the wrong word, but positioning itself on his body as it slowly zips itself up to his neck. And there's also a sleeve there that you don't have to get the whole outfit, just a sleeve. Karen, you could probably just get, like a top that would dress you, or if you can't bend over, you can probably get pants too as well.
I really could use that because I can't move my left arm real well. So,
well, there you go. There you go. So this is, you've heard of self-driving cars. This is self-driving cargo pants.
Okay.
What do they think of next?
Yeah, my friend down in Texas, or anybody who's seen Wallace and Gromit, I can hear you screaming. That was already done in Wallace and Gromit's The Wrong Trousers, and here's a picture of that video. Here. One of the absolute funniest stop-action videos I've ever seen in my life. There's Wallace in the pants. Don't worry, these robotic pants don't do that kind of damage. So anyway, let's get back to them. So it's called the Self-Wearing Adaptive Garment, or SWAG, SWAG, and it's air-powered robotic clothes that put themselves on. So you put them on, it's like putting on a balloon. It's deflated, and then you turn it on, and it starts to inflate. And as it inflates, it crawls up your body. They liken it to ivy crawling up a wall. That's kind of what a way of thinking about it. If you're not watching this right here, they put this might be good for you, Karen. If you're a guy who's ever zipped his pants too fast, you may be hesitant to get pants with a robot in charge instead of your own reliable hand. The secret behind SWAG is this Vine robot developed by Stanford. It's designed to creep forward by inflating from the tip the way a party horn unrolls. Those party horns when you blow into them?
Sure.
That's a good way of thinking how this works. And I quote, so far it has been used to explore hard to reach places. Now, that's a good idea, I think. Although I'm not sure I want clothing that pushes itself into hard to reach places. I'd rather have it pull itself out of hard to reach.
Stands the
That,
reason, Paul.
wouldn't that be more helpful, John?
Well, yeah, I'm on your side there. So, yeah, the way you would like to have it, as opposed to the what has been stated here so far. Absolutely.
And then I'm thinking, what if you get up on the wrong side of the bed, and you kind of get up on the side that your spouse is on, and your spouse accidentally steps into your
Oh
robot clothes.
my.
Well,
Yeah.
that's gonna create a problem, to say the least.
Oh, yeah, that's an understatement, John. You're right. Um, so so anyway, they said that the vine robot advances by growing at the tip. This thing, if you look at it, it looks a little bit like the plot to Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Remember that movie where the
Yep.
Late 1950s.
oh,
Yeah,
there
sure.
you go. Yeah, the pods, they would kind of creep up over the bodies of people. They must have been in suspended animation or something.
Right.
It's been a while since I've seen it. But anyway, so there you go, Karen. We can get you in contact with Stanford University. Maybe you can be a test case for those.
Well, when I broke my femur 15 years ago, they said they had to put it in a cast, okay? And it was like an air cast. It was almost like this, like a balloon that
Oh,
they
yeah.
zip on. And then all of a sudden it just puffed up and it took over my whole leg. So, yeah I like this idea.
Isn't it? I tried to make some jokes about it, but it really is a good idea. A lot of people, I put it out on Facebook, and that was a comment that a lot of the people that commented on it said, it's funny, but it's a good idea too.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
okay, here's another good idea. Maybe let's see. So it's the summer's almost over. We're approaching Labor Day, but the mosquitoes are still here. John, you got mosquitoes in your backyard?
Sometimes they're not that bad, really, but we do get them. Yes, we do get them.
I was going to say, yeah, you don't have a whole lot of standing water back there. So if you do, and Karen and everybody else out there, if you have mosquitoes, there's a company called Tornyol, Tornyol. Torny sounds like a drug that I probably don't want to take, but it's Tornyol. They have a new alternative to like bug zappers and poison and those coils. It's an artificial intelligence powered micro drone. Here's a picture of it right here. Look, it looks kind of like a giant bug, but it's a little tiny micro drone, and they claim it will hunt and shoot down mosquitoes in urban areas. So it won't just kill one. It'll go flying around, just pinging these mosquitoes out of the air like a a miniature Star Wars movie. It brings a new meaning to the term skeet shooting, doesn't it? Where's my horn?
I would
There we
agree
go.
with
Okay.
that. Oh yeah, sure.
So I lost it here. Where'd it go? So I can see it. Oh, there we go. All right. So these drones, this could be the sport of the future, by the way, John. I was thinking about it. What they have to do is they have to get a box of these little tiny drones and send them to a pub in England and kind of.
Well, that's the normal origin of weird sports, is a pub in England, Paul, for sure. But
that's right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it would take less than a beer and a half, and they would turn this into a sport.
Sure.
I
You got a
don't know if
cost?
they'd use it. Would they use it for mosquitoes, or would they shoot ghosts or American tourists? I'm not sure what.
It could be any one of those. Do you have a cost on this, Paul? What this thing cost?
Not yet. No, I don't. John's excited. John's excited. I think he wants one. So what they do, the way they work, they send out ultrasonic pulses, and then they listen for echoes, kind of like a bat does. Well, that's how they fly around. But mosquito wings, it turns out, create a distinct Doppler sound signature. Now everybody knows what Doppler is from Doppler radar on the weather reports, and so that's how this little drone can tell mosquitoes apart from moths and flies and things that you don't want to shoot down, spiders, things like that. I don't know. Doppler hasn't been working well lately, so I'm not sure that this is the best thing to advertise. But so then what does it do? When it finds the mosquitoes, it either runs into them or it chops them up into propellers. Now,
Whoa.
yeah, I don't, I was thinking, oh, that's it, but that wouldn't be too bad. And then I thought, what if it's the mosquito that just bit you and has a whole bladder or whatever they do, whatever
Ah,
stuff full of your blood, and then this little drone whacks it, and there's blood splattered all over the place. Um, it's like Rambo crossed with Star Wars is what it would be like, just blowing up
Uh,
little bloody things all over the place. But if you're interested in that, I'm working on a script, Rambo versus Star Wars.
Stay
The
tuned, people. Stay tuned.
Now they said it beats bug zappers, which I agree. Bug zappers really don't attract mosquitoes; they attract moths and other insects that you really don't want to be zapping. Uh, but they're at least entertaining. They're fun to watch. Another thing that's fun to watch, by the way, is invite John over, and you get one. Those tennis rackets that are electrified, and you zap you swing them around, and you swat the bugs with those. You should see John use those. He is really good at that. Did you
Yes,
ever
we do have one, and we use it well.
from the old tennis days? Yeah, a
Sure,
racquetball.
sure. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I think I have a couple more pictures here. There's a picture of the drone in action with those red circles around it, so you can see the drone and you can see the bug. And then here's a close up of the drone and the bug. Now I hate to say it, and the company was nice enough to admit it. That is not a mosquito or a giant mosquito. That unfortunately is a moth. So they were still working the bugs out of.
Oh, get the horn out for that one. I knew that was coming.
Okay, so lots of museum. We're in Cleveland, Ohio. For those of you who don't know, we're in Northeast Ohio. Cleveland's the heart of Northeast Ohio. We're a little south of it, all three of us. Um, the Lots of museums in Cleveland. We got the Rock Hall of Fame. We got an art museum, science museum. John has been to every single museum, I think. In
Well,
the
it is fair to say, Paul and Karen, audience, that I am a person who enjoys going to museums.
Well, let me tell you, the next story is about a museum, John, and it is nothing like any museum you have ever been to. I don't think.
Okay. No,
We'll
okay, lay
find
it
out.
on me.
So the animal rights group, PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, they have bought a KFC, a closed KFC in England. I think it's in London probably, and they've turned it into the world's first. Get ready, chicken empathy museum. A
what?
chicken. Here's a picture of
Oh,
chickens
wow.
protesting outside KFC. Yeah. So they're kind of happy about this, but maybe we'll see. So the Chicken Empathy Museum is where visitors can see chickens thinking and feeling rather than as a take-home bucket. So that's the way they describe it. There will be live chickens there, and you can see how they think and how they feel. Uh, you know, I'm after seeing how many wings get consumed at various Super Bowl um, parties, I think the entire city of Buffalo should be turned into a chicken empathy museum for their
Yeah. Yeah,
their impact
that
on
would
the
stand
number
to
of
reason,
chickens.
Paul.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
stand to reason.
And if chickens have feelings, why don't they let farmers sleep in on the weekends instead of, you know, they still crow on the weekends and cluck and whatever else they
Oh
do.
yeah, sure. Yeah, that's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
What kind
Sure,
of
sure.
feelings are those? Yeah, they don't care about other people's feelings. So this is already spreading. I saw an abandoned motel in south of Cleveland, and it's being turned into a roach empathy museum. So yeah,
Oh,
I know. Next thing you know, they'll be turning a swamp into a mosquito empathy museum, tying into
Oh,
our prior story. I want the Pope's ruling on this. I want the Pope to rule on this chicken thing because I want to know what he thinks. Is Colonel Sanders in heaven or is Colonel Sanders in hell? That would tell me if this is a legitimate thing that chickens have feelings or not, because depending on where Colonel Sanders is, it's going to determine what I eat from now on. Um, you know, then that leads to the question: we're in Cleveland. Are they going to open a Kielbasa Empathy Museum in
Of
Cleveland?
course they will. Yes, yes.
They can't. Nobody knows what's in Kielbasa.
No.
So
All right, people just like to eat it. That's for sure.
that's right. Don't ask any questions. Eat it. Put a little mustard on, get some sauerkraut, eat it.
Oh yeah.
Now, we haven't had an alien story in quite a while. And if you want the alien stories, you can listen to my other podcast. It Could Only Happen on Earth, where I talk about a lot about UFOs and alien, a lot of paranormal stuff. There's a link to that on my website as well and on my Facebook page. But once in a while, we get a good UFO story. So this one comes from Scotland. Well, actually, it comes from England and Scotland, believe it or not. So there's a bagpipe band in England. It's called the Laidlaw Memorial Pipe Band. Okay, that's the name of it. They have joined forces with a tech company in England, and they are going to beam bagpipe music at the moon because they believe that aliens are hiding on the moon, and this will keep the aliens from invading Earth because they believe aliens don't like bagpipe music.
Oh,
Well, that's a thought, I guess. I guess it's a concept. I don't know.
I don't know, John. This will either work or it'll get the aliens so mad they'll come up with nuclear powered bagpipes and beam that music back at us and destroy all of us. I'm not sure what.
That's a bad alternative, obviously. So
And then, if you think about it, here's a picture of an alien right here, and an astronaut playing the bagpipes. The aliens have those little tiny ears. I'm not sure that they can even hear bagpipe music. So
it's hard to tell.
it's hard to tell. And so they think that these aliens are from Mars. So that what they're hoping is that they go back to Mars, and then we don't have to worry about them until Elon Musk sends his rocket up there. But I think if this does work, I'm doing another movie about it. This movie is going to be called Men in Plaid instead of Men in Black.
Oh, okay.
Followed by, I'm already working on the sequel, Invasion
All right.
of the
Okay.
Bagpipe
All right.
Smashers.
Good. No, that sounds good.
John's ready. He's got his money. He's ready. He's got that. He's got his senior discount all set to go to the theater.
Hey, you got to use it. I mean, use it or lose it. I mean, that's our philosophy for sure.
So I was thinking about this. Will aliens love or hate bagpipe music? Which begs the next question: what kind of music do aliens like? John, I'll throw that one at you. If you had a guess, what kind of music do you think aliens like?
Oh, how about some kind of, I don't know, maybe some kind of science fiction movie soundtrack? I don't know.
Like that the Star Trek
Right.
theme.
The lead in music to Star Trek.
Yeah, I wish I knew the name of it. Real Trekkie fans know the instrument. It's two rods with an electric beam going through there.
Sure,
and
sure.
You use your hand.
Yeah, it kind of completes the whole idea of it. Sure, sure.
Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory knew how to play it.
Okay, that sounds like it makes sense too. Yeah.
So we really don't know. To be honest with you, we really don't know. And as a perfect example of that, if you remember the Voyager 1 satellite, space probe, really what it's called. It was launched in 1977, followed by Voyager 2 shortly after that. Both of those space probes were sent out of the solar system, and they're both out of the solar system now. Each one contained a golden record. I think I have a picture of the golden record right here. There it is. Okay. So digitally imprinted on this golden record was music from a collection of all music up to 1977, with the hopes that aliens would find something on there that they liked and be happy when they come to visit it. So, when we talk about this, we always talk about the fact that Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry is one of the songs on this record. You remember that, right, John?
Oh yeah, of course, sure. How can you forget Chuck Berry?
Yeah, very controversial that this rock song was on this record. And that's all we ever talk about. It turns out there were something like over 40 different songs on this record, and it covers the gamut: symphonic music, world music, stuff from Africa, stuff from South America. Um, the Besides Johnny B. Good, there was blues music. There was the Melancholy Blues by Louis Armstrong and his Hot Seven. I
Wow.
haven't even.
Oh, that
Yeah,
would be now that's a title that has a title right there.
isn't that? Here's a better one. Also on this album, Dark Was the Night, Cold Was the Ground by Blind Willie Johnson. How about that? Not
Oh
on.
yeah, that conjures up some interesting visions.
So the only thing, one music that was not on there was polka music, and I'll give a plug for my book. What would you say to a naked spalian? I did it again. The If you really want to connect with them, if they're from the planet Clarion, they like polka music, and this is a famous story about this guy Truman Bethurum was his name, and a spaceship landed, and the door opens up, and a beautiful alien comes out. But what he's most interested in is the music coming out of the ship. He asks her what it is. She says it's polka music, the music of our planet. And I believe everything. Yeah, yeah. Seriously, John. I believe the entire story until she mentioned that all the other things about her planet was that there was no alcohol on the planet. And I said, how can you have polka music and not have beer? And then I realized if there's no beer on your planet, that's why you come to drink it here, just like the
Yeah.
song. So that proves that they love polka music.
Sure, that connects it right there, Paul.
And
Absolutely.
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay.
There you go.
All
There you
right.
go.
So Karen's been waiting patiently there. I could see her grimacing at times, hoping to finally get to the story that she's interested in, which is the lady who flies first class without a ticket. You may regret this, Karen, but we'll plow ahead with this story. So the lady's name is Betty Bromage, Bromage. Sounds French. She's an American citizen. She just broke her own Guinness World Record when she went wing walking on an airplane at the age of 97.
No, thank you.
97. Oldest woman to wing walk on a plane,
Wow.
97 years old. Broke her own record, which she set 4 years ago when she was 93. Here's a picture of the lovely Betty on her plane. Here's another picture of her, I think. Yeah, there you go. Even upside
Wow.
down. Betty's up is 97 years old on a plane flying upside down on the wings. So she says, she loves to travel, but she lives on a pension. So she had to go back to wing walking after Spirit Airlines went out of business, and
Oh boy.
she couldn't afford tickets anymore. She started wing walking. So Karen, there's still plenty of time. She started wing walking at the age of 87.
No, thank you. I don't like heights.
Well, but you're on technically you're on the ground. You're standing on the
Yeah,
on
right. Yeah, no.
so, so she decides when she's 87, she tells her doctor, and her doctor says, I need to get a better definition for get a hobby because that's not what I had in
Wow.
Yeah, really.
She didn't do this until she was 87.
87. She did not do this until she was 87. She
Wow.
said came up with the idea because she gets bored. She gets bored. Yeah, this is the reason why they lock the doors at senior apartments when they get bored and want to get on top of an airplane. No, I don't think so. So that's not what I expected when I saw the headline that said 97-year-old and walker in the same line. I thought it was a different kind of walker, but no, that's what she does. So believe it or not, this goes almost all the way back, the wing walking, to the Wright brothers. Shortly after the Wright brothers in 1910, pilots started getting training, and they started. I can't believe that while they were in the air, and if there were two people in the plane, and something went wrong, one of them would get out and climb onto the wing and attempt to fix it while they were flying. And they think that's when the idea of wing walking first got started. And once they didn't fall off, they decided, let's do it for fun, I guess. I don't know.
Guess that's like
Can you
working
believe that?
that's like working out on the space station.
Yeah,
You know?
really. I mean,
Yeah,
it takes some guts to do that.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, no kidding. Well, wait, there's more. So all these pilots went to Europe during World War One. That was the first war that had biplanes like this one here. So some of the pilots came back and they started doing this wing walking. The most famous one is a guy by the name of Ormer, O-R-M-E-R, Ormer Locklear. In 1919, he founded the Flying Circus, which is one of the first barnstorming acrobatic flight groups. He was famous for jumping from plane to plane.
Oh,
So
wow.
he didn't
Wow.
just walk on planes. He jumped from plane to plane. His most daring feat was the dance of death. I don't even want to know what that is. Here's a picture of him wing walking right here. The dance of death is when two pilots switch planes in midair.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, how about that? They
Wow.
put it on autopilot, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. The first woman to switch planes in midair was Ethel Dare. Good last name for somebody to do something like this. Yeah, her nickname was the Queen of the Air. Before she became here's a picture of her right here. Before she became a air performer, she was a trapeze performer in the circus. So it kind of lends itself, I guess.
Yeah, you
Uh,
would think it would be common, right? Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So her trademark was the iron jaw spin. In fact, I'm just looking. I see the name Lillian Boyer. Shit, this is not who I thought it was. It's Lillian Boyer, another one of the famous wing walkers. But anyways, what her favorite stunt was to hang by her teeth and twirl around like
No.
yeah,
No.
from an airplane. Yeah,
So did they wear parachutes or anything?
they what?
Wear parachutes.
No. Do you see a parachute on this lady? I don't see a
Well,
parachute.
oh my God.
Yeah. They
That's unbelievable courage right there.
oh, no
Yeah.
kidding. No kidding. And they had no safety gear. They relied entirely on their physical strength to withstand 100-mile-per-hour winds. So you could see the guy, Betty was tied to the wings of the plane. These people are not tied to anything. They are free form. My favorite example. These two guys playing tennis on the wings
Oh my God.
of an airplane. I could not believe that. That is just so unbelievable. And so obviously there's a plane flying next to them taking photographs of them. So um, what happened was you could figure this out. There were too many accidents and they decided to discontinue wing walking. So when they brought it back in the 1970s, they made sure that they wore safety gear. The people were connected to the plane, so if they fell off, they were tied with a steel cable or something like that. And this has been performed at the Cleveland Air Show a number of times. So
Ah, okay.
yeah, but it's still dangerous. It is still a dangerous sport. The
Wow.
yeah, isn't that amazing? Okay, so if for those of you who are on diets or as opposed to taking Ozempic or one of those other um, uh, drugs for weight loss, this is for you. Called the toothpick diet. Remember the toothpick diet, Karen? I'll ask you. That's where instead
I've
of you,
never heard of it.
yeah, you ate with a toothpick, kind of
Oh,
slowed you down. Okay, so you couldn't pick up a whole steak with a toothpick. You had to just cut little tiny
okay.
pieces. Yeah. John, forget it with spaghetti. I don't know how you ate spaghetti.
No, that's an impossibility, Paul. In fact, I wouldn't
So
even try to attempt that.
same with soup. Yeah, I don't think you can
Yeah.
eat soup. So, anyways, I never thought that the toothpick diet would lead to a world record, but nonetheless, we have a world record. This guy's name is Matthew Powers. He set a Guinness World Record for the most gummy bears eaten in 1 minute with a toothpick.
Ah,
Yeah, He ate 48 gummy bears, one toothpick at a time, in 60 seconds. So that's almost a gummy a second, which right there has got to be hard to do in and of itself.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
because they're so chewy. Yeah, he said he had to find some that with the right consistency in order to swallow them. I he's a veterinarian by trade, so I'm thinking he was imagining he was giving each bear a shot as he stabbed them with the
Yep, probably. Yep,
with the
yep.
toothpick. And later
Wow.
in the day, he set a second record for the longest time sitting in the dentist chair while the hygienist cleaned his teeth.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yep.
Yeah, they had to beef up security because one of his rivals tried to slip a bear-shaped eraser into the gummy bears.
Mm.
I just lost my voice here. There we go. Oh yeah, the golden tones are back. So,
Okay.
so why would you do this? You may ask. He says he wanted to set a record, and John, you can relate to this. All of the ones he read about were too hard. So
Well, yeah, sure. You want to take the path of least resistance, of course.
yeah, he went to I don't think this was the bottom of the barrel. I think he found this underneath the barrel.
That
Record for
low. That
eating,
low.
yeah, gummy bears with a toothpick. Um, you know, to me, this is un-American. These are German candies, but it's un-American to eat them this way. You're supposed to eat them the American way by the handful. That's the only way to eat gummy bears.
Well, yeah, for
Uh,
true enjoyment, I think that's true.
yeah, yeah. Now, John, I know you've eaten plenty of cocktail wieners in your day, with the little or little those little sausages with
Oh,
the.
sure. Yeah, with the little toothpick, sure.
How many of those do you think you could eat in a minute?
In a minute,
Yeah,
uh, 15 maybe. 15.
15, not 48. That's for sure.
No, not 48. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. The world record for the most cocktail weenies eaten in a minute is 54 by Kobayashi. Remember Kobayashi from the hot
Yeah,
dog competition?
yep.
Oh boy.
July, yeah, yeah. So yeah, you got a long way to go. Um, the record for the most toothpicks stuck in a little wiener. It sounds erotic, but it's not. The most toothpicks stuck in a little wiener in 30 seconds is 20, set by a lady of all people, Amber Franklin. So she stuck 20 toothpicks in a little wiener. I tried to
Okay.
find one. I thought you might be interested, but that's the okay. I got a new segment for the podcast since we've been gone for so long. I'm starting a new segment called "Things We Didn't Know We Needed." These are
Okay.
things that exist that we didn't know we needed, and once I tell you about it, you're going to realize you needed it. Okay. So here's
Okay.
the one. Here's the first one. It's called the Heinz Love Lid. Okay. Now, by Heinz, I mean Heinz ketchup. The Love Lid is the first customizable ketchup lid, which features three customizable settings: like, love, and crazy love. So ketchup users can choose how much ketchup they want per squeeze.
Oh my gosh.
That's how that's it. So there's a dial on the cap, and you dial what kind of squeeze you would like, how much ketchup, based on how much you like or love ketchup. You know, I still prefer the glass bottle. And when we were growing up, it was a rite of passage. Your father taught you the right way to smack the bottom of that bottle so that you got the right amount of ketchup on the hot dog or on the hamburger and not on your shirt. You remember that, John, right?
Absolutely, I do. And I'm curious about this, Paul. Is this something that's like a test case or test sample, or is it going to be available
It's
throughout the
coming
world?
soon. Yes, coming soon to a Kmart near you, or a
Oh my God.
Kmart anymore, Walmart. Uh,
Walmart. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Isn't that amazing? So, I mean, if you have a crazy love for ketchup, you know, there's already a setting on the cap for that. It's called twist to remove
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Okay.
pour it right out
All
of the
right.
bottom. I'm sorry,
Sure.
and then technically there should be a no ketchup for you setting, like the soup Nazi, no ketchup for you if you attempt to shoot it onto
Hey,
a
why
hot.
not? Why not,
Yeah,
Paul? I
yeah,
say go with this. Why
I
not?
got, I think so, John. So
We, we
the
that
thing that
incompetent that we don't know how much ketchup to squeeze to put on our burger.
exactly, yeah,
Okay,
it
thank you. Yeah.
yeah, that's it right there, Karen. You didn't know you needed that. Now you know you need it.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
Here's the thing. The setting I would like is the one that stops that little dribble at the start. When you turn the bottle over and you start to squeeze, and that little dribble of watery
yeah,
ketchup shoots out. Uh, it sounds like a personal problem, but maybe it is. It's a person.
I don't
Once
know,
it
Paul. You're speaking of it, so maybe it is personal. I don't know.
and we'll move on to the next thing you thought you didn't need, but you do.
okay.
And that comes from Oreo cookies. So Oreo has unveiled the first of its kind meat flavored cookie. Yes, you heard that right. Chicken and waffles flavored Oreos. Features, this is from the bag, a waffle texture filled with a dual layer cream that tastes like fried chicken and maple syrup. I've tasted it. It's so realistic when you pull the two cookies apart, it squawks. Just
Oh, where's
Oh,
the horn? We get the horn out for that one.
just like a real chicken does, John. So this is a limited edition until they went out. It also includes, I have two more there, banana pudding Oreos and deep fried Oreos. Now they're not covered in batter and deep fried. They just taste like they were deep fried.
Okay.
Sounds to me with these three things, it sounds like the Oreo people are trying to put state fairs out of business because these are things that you would get at a state fair. That's what you
Right.
eat.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Oreo lovers, true Oreo lovers, and I know a few of them, um, purists. This is enough to drive them back to eating Sunshine Hydrox, those really cheap or Oreo knockoffs. You remember those when we were kids? Your dad's, you could buy it. The package was 3 times as big as the Oreos package, and it cost less than one little bag of Oreos. And your
Sure.
father said you're going to eat them, and because they taste the same, right? And
Oh
well,
yeah, for sure. Hey,
it's
let me offer something
interesting.
here.
yeah,
Oreo back in the day was not kosher, but Hydrox were.
Oh,
oh
really?
wow,
Okay.
very good, Karen. That's
Didn't
So
right.
know
my
that.
parents would buy the Hydrox. We didn't know the difference. And it wasn't until I married my first husband who said he wanted Oreos. And I said, okay, because we didn't keep kosher, went out and bought them. And I said, oh, these are better than the ones my mother used to buy. And then I realized they were totally different. So, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Anyways, yeah, that's my
I
story.
I was looking at the history of Sunshine Hydrox and Oreo, and you're right, they are kosher. Also, they were invented before the Oreo. They came out actually 4 years before Oreos.
Okay.
Nabisco or whoever came out with the Oreo did not steal the idea. They came up with it separately. Um, but the name was the problem. Sunshine Hydrox sounds like a chemical.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they or a psychedelic or both.
Hey, let me offer something real quick here. I think looking
Sure.
at those 3 packages of Oreo, I think a banana pudding would be very interesting to me.
Banana pudding might be of those three. It's the only one that's not really meat or
Yeah,
fried.
or not off the wall, if you will. Right.
And if you like banana pudding, I like banana pudding. So yeah, it might be a good one. So there you go, John. You didn't know you needed these, and now you
Well,
do.
that's good that you showed these foodstuffs because again, they are
Yeah.
staples, right?
Well, it turns out so that's why Hydrox was never popular. The name Hydrox comes from hydrogen and oxygen, and when they invented them, they thought it would symbolize purity, purity.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't think so.
I
Yeah.
get
So
that.
so
I get that.
yeah. So
Sure.
virgins, Jews and virgins ate it to be kosher or to be pure.
Oh,
One.
okay. There you go. Oh, Lord.
So I don't know. Chicken. I've been to plenty of restaurants that serve chicken and waffle. Chicken is not a breakfast food. It's like it's like the famous question: what came first, the chicken or the egg? The egg did, because you have eggs for breakfast, you have chicken salad for lunch, you have fried chicken for dinner. That's the progression. Eggs first, followed by the chicken.
How can you defeat that logic? You
It's
can't.
in the Bible. It's in the Bible somewhere, John. I know it is. Um,
Very good, Paul. Very good.
So, one last thing that you didn't know you needed, and here it is: pierogi flavored cereal. How about that? They're not just pierogi flavor, but they actually look like little pierogies. Whole grain, so you're actually eating healthy. How about that?
I
That's
don't think I would ever eat that, Paul, to be honest with you. I mean, just making a strong comment here. I don't think
really.
I would. No, I'm a visual person, and just seeing the visual of that
Oh
doesn't do anything for me.
I agree.
no! Oh my goodness! It looks. I don't know. I don't know about the spoon that they have sticking out of there. It looks like one of those toothpicks to me.
Yeah,
Uh,
really, it looks like more of a toothpick, right?
Little tiny spoon, yeah. So I guess they're implying that you should just tilt the bowl up to your mouth like we used
Oh,
to, once you
Well,
finish
yeah,
eating
sure,
all your
sure,
Cocoa
sure.
Puffs. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Just dump them right in. It's from our good friends at Polish Food News. Yeah, check them out on the Facebook. That's where all of my favorite pierogi and kielbasi, um, artificially intelligent generated stuff comes from. So
All right, Paul. Good.
anyway.
Very good.
All right. Well, on that note, I believe that I have reached the end of my segment of what is this? What is this show called again? It's called What in the
What in
World?
the world with Paul Stephen?
Boy, 3 weeks off. I'm losing it. Thank God John is here. And as I mentioned before, John is the host of What in the World of Sports. Oh, this is everybody waits for this. John finds I challenge him every week to find a weird sport that lives up to our name, our motto. Real sports, sometimes strange, always funny. And John always manages to come up with either a sport or a sport personality that fits that characteristic. And this time, I think you have a sport personality, if I'm not mistaken. So why don't you fill us in on it while I get your photos ready, John?
Oh, that sounds great, Paul. Yes, in fact, this week it is a sports personality, and here on What in the World this week we have a unique character from the world of sports. The character is Sporticus 10. I'll repeat that. Sporticus 10. Sporticus 10 is a fictional superhero from the Icelandic children's television show Lazy Town, created and portrayed by a gentleman by the name of Magnus Scheving. Sporticus encourages the children who live in Lazy Town to eat fruit and vegetables, which he calls sports candy, and play outside and not be inside instead of sitting around and eating unhealthy food. So, kind of a good guy if you think about it. Let me explain. So, Sporticus began as a kid, and his name was Alex. Unfortunately, he was bullied by another kid by the name of Robbie. Alex was visited by the previous Sporticus 9, number 9, who convinced him to eat his vegetables and to exercise, and that way he can deal effectively with the bullies. Sporticus number 9 was so impressed with Alex, he gave him his own Sporticus outfit: a blue and white tracksuit, a blue vest, a blue stocking cap with a thick white stripe and a thin black stripe on it, light blue goggles, deep blue boots with red, black, and white stripes, and a black pointed mustache. When Sporticus 9 retired, Alex became Sporticus number 10, and then Robbie evolved into the bully and became his adversary, Robbie Rotten. Now, while Robbie Rotten wants Lazy Town to return to being a lazy town, Sporticus 10 is so into physical activity he does parkour just to get from place to place, even doing acrobatic flips just to get from one side of his kitchen table to the other. He is so wound up, the children must instruct him how to relax. So it's a very interactive program. Now, Sporticus 10 lives in a large airship above Lazy Town. And in this airship, you have his bed, food, and other equipment, including a signed autograph. Get ready for this, by Jackie Chan. And this is an Easter egg to the actor's portrayal of the villain in the story The Spy Next Door. Now, when it comes to sports on a grand scale, Sporticus is definitely a superhero. In 2010, Sporticus and then First Lady of the U.S., Michelle Obama, visited a school in Washington as part of the Let's Move campaign nationally. In 2012, Sporticus was an active participant in the United Kingdom's Change for Life campaign, which benefited children across the United Kingdom. Finally, the Colombian gymnast Angel Barajas, who won a silver medal in the 2024 Summer Olympics, he cited Sporticus as his main inspiration for starting into gymnastics. I'd have to say, Sporticus sounds like the kind of superhero and athletic character that kids definitely do need today. He'd be great in Cleveland as long as he thinks that pierogies and kielbasa are healthy foods.
That's for sure.
Hey,
That's for sure. Holy smoke. This is, I don't, an athletic superhero who does parkour, which is that weird sport where you jump over things that.
Yes, that's exactly what it is, Paul. In doing the
Yeah.
research on this, what I found interesting was, again, the show is telecast in Iceland, and I'm sure it's available through the internet and what have you.
Yeah.
But it was very, very popular there. And I think kids anywhere need some kind of hero to aspire to, right?
I guess.
You can't say anything bad about this person, I don't think. I mean, you could, but I really don't think so.
I
No, it
think they
seems like
need
he's
him for
been
the
one of the.
Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yeah, there we
Well,
go.
there's a
Oh,
lot.
man, I
Well,
know.
I won't even go there. Let's just leave that alone, Karen. Let's just leave that one
Yeah.
alone.
I like the idea that he gets around in a hot air balloon. This is
Oh, yeah.
not.
Well, no, right. I mean, well, it's again, it's. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I think this could be a show that kids would want to continue to watch episode to episode.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I think it's novel. I think it's novel that where he resides is a place called Lazy Town. I mean, can you have a more negative or more, I don't know, I use the word pejorative. I got a 25-cent word there. Connotation for an area to live in, calling it lazy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
one of the and that could be one of the worst things you could call a person or be around, right? So I kind of find it interesting.
I think they got that name from a town in Michigan, Lazy Town.
Hey,
The
wait a second. I don't know. That sounds a little weak to me, Paul. You better get back to me with some research on that. Karen and I would be interested in finding to know
I know,
if that
I
is true
know.
or not.
I was waiting. I was debating whether to use that one or not. I said, "Oh, I listen."
That's all right. That's okay.
Well, I had never heard of Sporticus. I think I wasn't sure what this was going to turn out to be, but it's actually a pretty interesting superhero athletic character with a good message. Well, what could
Oh,
you ask?
it certainly has it. There's no
Yeah,
doubt about that. Sure, sure.
yeah. So I was thinking, as John said, it's from Iceland. I was thinking, are there any superheroes in the United States that are similar to this? And I couldn't think of one, but then it reminded me when we were in college, John, our fraternity. I don't know if it was for some kind of college activity or Halloween or something, but we were challenged to come up with a new superhero. Uh, do you remember doing that, coming up with a new superhero?
Yeah, the only one I can really think of, and this goes back into the 1970s, is someone that was called Budman. And Budman, wait, Budman, he was a mascot for, you got it, Budweiser.
Yeah.
Ah,
How about that? Well, it turns out we actually did come up with, we were inspired by Budman, you and I, because of course John and I, being the younger guy, we were the ones assigned to come up with a suitable superhero for the fraternity. So inspired by Budman, I came up with the first superhero. Let's see if I got. Oh, there's the 10 here. So I came up with Beer Man, which
Nice. Very nice. How could you
there you
miss
go.
that? You can't
I
miss that
jumped.
guy. Look at that.
Yeah, look at the muscles. I'd show up with 2 cans of beer on my belt, and that would be I guess that was the extent of my superpower, supplying you.
I don't know. He could give Sporticus 10 a run for his money, Paul, I think. Oh yeah.
A generic beer. I think I can remember back in the old days when you bought when generic food first came out, it all came in white containers. I think they even had generic beer in white cans. That looks like what inspired.
That's what he could be featuring. That's right.
Right.
Wow.
But of course, John, being smarter than I am, did a much better job of his superhero. So his superhero, also based on another superhero, Bruce Wayne. And there,
A
ooh,
little takeoff on
yeah,
again the person who is going to keep Gotham City safe. Sure, of course.
that's right. He got them safe from what? With beer. I don't know.
Well, you can't go wrong with beer. That's how we learned, Paul, when we first started it back as freshmen. Can't go wrong with beer.
There you go. I think that was our motto. And on that note, that's going to be our motto for today. I think we are done with What in the World of Sports. Thanks again, John, for a very
You're welcome, Paul. It's a lot of fun to do it. Thank you.
yeah, interesting sports character right there. And let's get out of this and into Bluff, the co-host, everybody's favorite weird news game. Oh, the game that's spreading around the world. Uh, re, Very exciting game, very easy to play. All of you are going to be playing with us. Very simple. I have 3 stories similar to the ones we've been talking about all afternoon. One big difference. Those stories were real. These stories may be real, may be a bluff. And it's up to Karen, John, and all of you playing at home to decide real or bluff. Uh, Wagering is allowed, so place your bets. John and Karen, hands on the buzzer. Let's get right to story number 1. Drivers in a small town in Wisconsin were shocked recently when new signs went up on a local road showing the new speed limit of 17.3 miles per hour. The road is heavily used by the town's recycling and waste management company, which requested the new speed limit for safety reasons. According to traffic experts, the decimal point catches the eye of drivers and forces them to slow down better than radar cameras, fake police cars, and other speed tricks. If it works in these small tests, Wisconsin drivers may soon be seeing 55.2 miles per hour speed limits on their way to buying more cheese. Okay, so a road in Wisconsin is being tested with a new speed limit of 17.3 miles an hour, which is supposed to make people slow down. Real or bluff? Karen, we'll start with you.
um, this sounds like a really good bluff. Um, I think trying to, get to that point two would drive people crazy. We have more accidents. So I'm going to say it's a bluff.
Oh, okay. All right. This is sounding like a traffic engineer there. Uh, well thought out. Karen says it's a bluff. John, how about you?
I'm going to think this is a true story, and the reason I think it's a true story is if maybe people saw the point two or point three, they may pay more attention to the sign because when I drive on the road, I know there's a lot of people that don't pay any attention to the speed limit that's posted. So I'm going to go against the grain on this one with Karen, and I'm going to say that it's true.
Okay, it's true. Wisconsin drivers will slow down for a decimal point in the speed limit, according to John. John says it's real. Karen says it's a bluff. Let's check with the judges, and the judges say, congratulations, go to John. That is a real story.
Wow, very
Yeah.
good.
In
Kind of hard to
Wisconsin,
believe that in a way, but think of it. I mean, if a person's going to pay attention, right?
yeah.
And people to pay attention with a glance, sometimes they maybe overlook something and looking at it too long. But again, it's going to stand out. So I think because
Well,
it's different, it's going to stand out.
Okay.
yeah, that's what they said. It's not a major road, it's a minor road, but it's a
Right,
very
right.
busy
Sure,
road.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, if it works, they're planning to roll it out across Wisconsin, just like a, melted cheese across the country.
I like your comment about
Good
going for
word.
cheese
So,
because that's what you
yeah,
do in Wisconsin. That's one of the
that's
things you do
exactly what you
is
do. That's
you're
there's
going for
nothing else to
cheese.
do. I hate to
Cheese
say
in
it.
Wisconsin. That's what it is. Right. Sure.
Yeah, go to Green Bay games. That's it.
There you
Okay.
go. Sure, sure.
Score is 1-0 with John in the lead. So let's get right to story number 2. You'll like this one, John. Babe Ruth is considered to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time, but a conspiracy theory making the rounds on the internet claims the Bambino never existed. And the theory has the support of players on the Chicago Cubs and the Seattle Mariners. This is based on the idea that very few films of Babe Ruth playing for the Yankees exist, even though there are people alive today who saw him play in person. The players on those two teams think Ruth's record was invented to make current players look worse in comparison and are sticking to their belief, even when they play against the Yankees. While most people believe Babe Ruth was real, they don't buy that theory that he hit so many home runs because he played when the earth was flat. Okay, so new conspiracy theory supported by players on the Cubs and the Mariners that Babe Ruth never existed, invented in order to make current players look bad. Let's start with you, John. Really bluff.
No, I'm not going to go with this conspiracy theory. I mean, you can always challenge history and challenge information and so forth, but no, Babe Ruth was, I think, excuse me, was a real person, and I think he did hit X number of home runs, and he's in the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to say that this conspiracy theory is all wet.
Okay, John says it's all wet. The that means a bluff, I think.
Yeah, it's a, let me translate. I'm sorry, it's a bluff.
Okay, Karen, how about you?
I think it's a bluff as well because I think we have enough documentation to prove that Babe Ruth was a real person and he did what he's claimed to have done. So thanks for the interesting story and tell us that it's a bluff.
Okay, all right. So both Karen and John say it's a bluff. Let's check with the judges, and the judges say congratulations go to the guy who found that story on the internet. It is a real story.
No,
Yes,
no,
yes.
people
Actual
aren't
player.
that dumb.
Honest
I
to
have
God.
I have a quick aside on this, just because I'm a history guy, right? There's just so much out there that is silly, just silly news, silly information. And I'm sure this person's got some backing or some theory to prove it or whatever. But if money's involved, and if money's involved, and this person's trying to get some recognition, maybe that's it. But again, I think a word to the wise is if you think instinctively it sounds like it's bogus information and it's not right, I think that's pretty much what it is. And that's
Oh
all I have
boy,
to say on that.
Hey,
there we go. Philosophy of the day by
Hey, a little
John Allen.
diatribe's not bad from me every once in a while. I haven't been around here for 3 weeks.
that's right.
I mean,
You know, I read it, and I write about conspiracy theories all the time. There's plenty of people who believe the Earth is flat. There's plenty of people who believe
well,
we
you make
never
the reference. Right,
flew.
right. Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
And
Mhm.
same thing. You've got videos, you've got film, you've got scientific evidence. That doesn't matter. So that's basically how this goes. Anyways, score is still 1-0 with John in the lead, but points are double in round number 3, which means Karen could come roaring back from her hiatus and
Oh,
win.
yeah, sure.
Let me don't hold, Don't hold your breath, Karen, because it'll
Yeah,
hurt.
that
Yeah.
way it will. Yes.
All right, story number 3. If you've already started Christmas shopping and you have a Bigfoot lover in the family, you can't go wrong with the new board game, Sell Me a Sasquatch. It's billed as a party game of simple choices and monstrous consequences. Sell Me a Sasquatch is an economic strategy game like Monopoly, where players buy and sell creatures, which are good, and nasties, which are bad. Play involves choosing cards, bargaining, making deals, and bluffing, with the goal of cornering the market on cryptids and sticking your enemies with the creepies. Watch for Sell Me a Sasquatch in toy stores and online and get yours before they sell out. Okay, a new game called Sell Me a Sasquatch, financial game where people trade in cryptids, good cryptids, and bad creepies. Real or bluff? Karen, back to you.
I want this to be real because we've been looking for Bigfoot. And this would be a great way for us to find Bigfoot. And I know the first person who I would gift this to. So please tell me it's a real story.
Okay. Karen says it's real. Boy, that intently, Karen says it's real. She's hoping, she's wishing it's real. How about you, John? What do you say?
Well, some people know that I'm rather skeptical about Bigfoot and chupacabra and so forth. So I'm going to say that this is a bluff, and I don't think that it's real. If it is real, I will accept it, however. I'm
Okay.
all wound.
So,
I'm all wound up, as you could tell this week. I mean, it's just
yeah,
I've
no boy,
been
no
gone for a
kidding.
couple of weeks. I'm all wound up here in this one.
So John, the non-Bigfoot believer that also does not believe in the Bigfoot board game, whereas Karen does believe in it. Do I have that right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Okay, so Karen says it's real. John says it's a bluff. Let's check with the judges, and the judges say congratulations go to Karen. In fact,
Yes.
double congratulations because you got that right. Triple congratulations. Sasquatch exists, and you won the game. How about that?
Wow. All
You
right.
know what the most exciting part of this game is? Okay. That we now, from What in the World, can host game night with this game. And we can find, we can
Well,
find them.
you know what I'm interested in finding out about, folks, is Paul, who makes this game? Do you
Yeah.
know who
I
the
don't know.
manufacturer is?
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Let's hope it's not sold out. Because I just saw it, yesterday as I'm looking for Bluff the
Okay.
co-host to
Okay. That
find it.
sounds
So
fine. Okay. That sounds good.
who knows? Yeah, it could be sold out by now. You know how many Bigfoot people there are, John.
Oh,
As
yes,
opposed
I
to
know that there are groups and groups and groups of people throughout the United States and the world that
Yeah.
believe in Sasquatch. So, hey, I'm sure that's a real thing there. Okay.
You better believe it. You better believe it. I was with a couple of them last week at our neighborhood Christmas party, our neighborhood picnic.
Okay.
We talked about Bigfoot. All right. Well, congratulations again. Go to Karen. What a way to celebrate coming back from our hiatus.
Yeah.
I call it a hiatus. It was really a terrible thing. But the good news is that Karen's back in her chair. She's on the road to recovery, and that's the best part of hearing.
Absolutely. That's great, Karen. That's great.
Yeah. So on that note, I do want to thank Karen Hale, our producer, our co-host, media mogul at newclevelandradio.net. Check out What in the World. Check out our sponsors, including Yes I Can Coaching with Karen on newclevelandradio.net. All the great podcasts that Karen has there. Just more information and more stuff that you didn't realize you needed, as our new segment says.
There it is. There's a common theme there. That's very good.
How about that? All right. And then, of course, I want to thank my old buddy, John Donalo, host of What in the World of Sports, our color commentator, all around good guy. But great, excellent commentary today, John, by the way. Your 3 weeks off really sharpened your pencil. So,
well, I hope I got to earn my keep to stay on the podcast. So, yeah, no problem. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Good. Well, Yeah, and well, I was about to say,
Leave it at
well,
that. Paul, leave it at that.
we'll leave it at that. That's exactly right. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the most important people here, and that would be all of you out there listening and watching. Thank you so much for joining us every week, for rejoining us after our brief not vacation, but whatever we're going to call it.
Whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to call it anything. We're back. We'll just forget about it for now. But thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have as much fun listening as we do pulling the show together every week and putting it on for you. It's we really enjoy it. Laughter is the best medicine. We firmly believe that. So it helps us. It helps us heal, just like Karen says. We hope it helps you heal, helps you get through your day. Ignore all that bad news, all the other stuff, and come to What in the World for some fun-filled, silly news, fun games, fun sports every week on your favorite YouTube and podcast channel. So on that note, I think it's time for us to take a breather. Karen probably needs to lay down for a while.
Yeah, I think I need to get out of this chair for a while, but I'll be back in it next week.
Yes.
And for those of you who are waiting for us to post the show, next week we will be delayed by 24 hours because of the holiday next week. We're off on Monday, and so we're going to take Tuesday off and record on Wednesday. So
Okay.
Don't be upset with us on Tuesday when you go looking for What in the World. It'll be there on Wednesday. In the meantime, have a safe holiday weekend, and
That's right.
Go OSU this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Good.
First
Yeah,
football
college
game.
football is
Yep.
back. Make sure that
Yeah.
you're backing your favorite team, whichever team that may be, everyone.
That's right.
Hey,
You got it.
have a great week, everybody, and have a great
Bye,
holiday
everybody.
coming up. Take care,
Thanks.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.